Okay, everyone, welcome to this video. In this video, I'm gonna talk about that epic John Cena pipe bomb promo from SmackDown. I know I've been gone for a while, and there's a lot of things I've missed. Talking about in wrestling, like for example, Cody Rhodes' return at Saturday Night's main event. I wanted to do a video on that, but since I was pretty busy at that time, I didn't do the video. Um, I also missed talking about Money in the Bank and stuff, and R-Truth's WWE release, only to get rehired. But I'm here today to talk about that epic promo from SmackDown. So John Cena had a little match with R-Truth, and it was the main event of SmackDown, and it ended with John Cena hitting R-Truth with the WWE title belt, and so the match ended in DQ. But then CM Punk came down and tried to help R-Truth fend off John Cena, but he failed. Cena, he nailed the CM Punk with a low blow and hit CM Punk with the championship belt, and then he put CM Punk through a table. He put CM Punk through a table, and by the way, man, the tables in WWE look terrible now. They have the Slim Jim logo on them, and I don't like that. It's very corporate. I really don't like it. Um, and once John Cena did that, I knew where that segment was going. I knew what he was going to do. Um, yeah, after that, John Cena grabbed a microphone and he sat on the top rope, and John Cena then proceeded to cut his own version of CM Punk's legendary pipe bomb. So, the pipe bomb is that legendary promo that CM Punk cut back in 2011, on Raw after John Cena, got put through a table by R-Truth. And CM Punk cut, the CM Punk's pipe bomb was awesome. But this promo was also pretty great. It had so much, references to the original pipe bomb and stuff. It was awesome. So let's talk about it. So, John Cena then, said he said started off the promo exactly like CM Punk did. He said, as you lay there as uncomfortable as you possibly can. I've got a lot of things to get off my chest. That's the same thing CM Punk said in his pipe bomb, 14 years ago. And then he said that iconic line of Punk, I don't hate you, I don't even dislike you, I like you more than most people in the back. But he hates this idea that CM Punk is the best in the world because John Cena believes he's the greatest of all time. Uh, and he called CM Punk the best bullshitter in the world. And he said, "Oh, John Cena just said a cuss word." That was pretty hilarious. Uh, and my favorite part from this segment, this promo by John Cena, is when John Cena he referenced to ex WWE wrestlers. He basically, he started talking about how CM Punk is the biggest hypocrite in WWE history, and that CM Punk held down talent, for him to stay up, and he then proceeded to reference ex WWE wrestlers like Claudio Castagnoli, which is Cesaro, Nick Nemeth, which is Dolph Ziggler, and Matt Cardona, which is Zack Ryder. Yeah, that was an awesome line. He was like, "Hey, Claudio, Nick Nemeth, and Matt Cardona, how are you guys doing?" That's the same thing CM Punk did in his pipe bomb when he said that, "Hey, Colt Cabana, how are you doing?" And he was waving at the camera, and he also said, "Oh, I'm breaking the fourth wall," which is another thing CM Punk said in his pipe bomb. So yeah, this was such a legendary promo, and he said that, "Oh, at Night of Champions, I'm gonna beat you and stuff." Yeah, this was a pretty legendary promo. I'm not the biggest fan of John Cena, of course. I never was, I never will be. But damn, man, like his talent on the microphone is great, And he really he really cooked CM Punk with this promo. He really did, and it's made me more excited for their match at Night of Champions. Even though it's kind of predictable, and I know for a fact CM Punk is not going to win. CM Punk is not gonna win the championship from John Cena. I know that, uh, but still, like it's made the match more exciting, and I honestly, will they do another face-to-face segment, before Night of Champions? I don't know, man. But I mean, at this point, man, I don't think Night of Champions is gonna get canceled from Saudi Arabia because there's a lot of controversy, going on, around the fact that Night of Champions is happening in Saudi Arabia, and you all know what's happening in the world, with the USA and stuff. I'm not gonna get into that because it's not wrestling related. It's like political stuff with countries. I don't want to get into that. I'm not here to talk about that. I'm just excited for this event, and especially because now on Raw I watched Raw, and we had that great match between Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso. That was actually a great match, dude. People say Jey Uso can't wrestle, but he's had multiple good matches this year. Like, I feel like the match with Gunther he had like 2 weeks ago on Raw, where Gunther beat him for the world title. I think that was a pretty solid match too, and so I don't get it. Like, just because Jey Uso, he likes to do the same moves sometimes over and over again. I don't think he's a bad wrestler. I think he's pretty decent. Uh, but yeah, man, and at Night of Champions, we're getting Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton as the finals of the King of the Ring tournament. And I know a lot of people are complaining that, oh, they're throwing away a big match like Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton for Night of Champions in Saudi Arabia. To be honest, I'm just excited we're getting this match. It's better now than never. Like, imagine if this is the only chance we're ever gonna get Cody versus Randy again. And I'm just excited for the match. There's a lot of history here. Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton, they were in the Legacy together alongside Teddy DiBiase Jr. Yeah, I'm hoping Cody wins because Cody's my guy, and I want Cody Rhodes to be the one to beat John Cena for the WWE Championship. And Cody Rhodes actually pinned John Cena at Money in the Bank in that tag team match. So it is maybe kind of illogical, that CM Punk, somebody who has had like 10 matches this year and he's only won twice. CM Punk hasn't won a match in a very long time now. And he's getting a WWE title opportunity. And then you have people like Cody Rhodes, who has literally pinned John Cena, and he's he's not getting a rematch. Instead, he has to go through the King of the Ring tournament to get a shot. So that's kind of unfair, but honestly, it's fine. CM Punk and John Cena is a match that everybody wanted to see because of their history. And I feel like that was the match I wanted to have at Money in the Bank, but it doesn't matter. We're getting it now, and that's what matters. I saw a video of Zack Ryder. He in CZW, I think, and he responded to John Cena's John Cena's promo, like Matt Cardone or Zack Ryder. I like calling him Zack Ryder. That's what he's better known as, and Zack Ryder pretty much did a respawn promo to John Cena by going on the top rope and saying, "Hey, John Cena," and that's pretty much the most attention Zack Ryder has gotten in at least 12 or 13 years. Because Zack has been kind of irrelevant, let's be honest. Like, when's the last time we heard anything about Zack Ryder? I love Zack Ryder, I'm just joking, I love Zack Ryder, woo woo woo, I thought he was very underrated when he was in WWE. I was a big fan, and honestly, I would love to see Zack Ryder come back to WWE one day, I'd love that, But yeah, man, this promo by John Cena was very good. Pipebomb 2.0. I wanted to, finally come back on the channel and make a video, and yeah, like I've been wanting to do a video for a while. I just haven't really had the time to do it. And I've also kind of been a bit lazy. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, this was a great segment by John Cena, and. To think that it was also R-Truth that John Cena had a match with, so literally John Cena had a match with R-Truth before CM Punk's pipe bomb back in 2011, and now John Cena's pipe bomb again, happens after a R-Truth match, and there's a lot of, controversy going around, with CM Punk that he's gonna wrestle in Saudi Arabia, because you all know that, CM Punk used to have a lot of, problems with wrestling in Saudi Arabia. He said that he'd never wrestle there, and, fast forward to, 2 years later, he's wrestling there, and, John Cena even said it that, CM Punk changes his values more than John Cena changes the color of his shirts, which was also a pretty epic line, and, but I mean, at the end of the day, CM Punk can come back if he tells John Cena that John Cena is literally the biggest hypocrite in WWE history, because, well, John Cena, He preached hustle, loyalty, and respect for 20 plus years, and he threw it all away just because, he was desperate to win his 17th championship and that the WWE title has corrupted him. CM Punk has pretty much said it before, remember that, promo where CM Punk went off on John Cena and The Rock, where he called them both bold frauds, and he talked about how John Cena, oh, you threw away hustle, loyalty, and respect for 20 plus years for, fame. That was great. So yeah, and another thing John Cena said in this promo is that CM Punk is not against TKO, he's Mr. TKO. That was also a pretty good line. So which pipe bomb promo was better? I still think CM Punk's pipe bomb, the original pipe bomb, was better. Because it was more real. And yeah, and it's also way more memorable. Let's be honest. I mean, it happened 14 years ago, and people still talk about it. So that's John Cena's pipe bomb. It will also be remembered, but I don't think it will be remembered as much as CM Punk's. This pipe bomb promo is probably gonna not gonna get talked about as much, even though it was great, and it will be remembered. But I just think CM Punk's pipe bomb just is in a whole different dimension. It's literally like one of the best wrestling promos of all time, like alongside the Austin 316 from King of the Ring 1996, and a lot of other great promos. So this was a great promo, and yeah, thanks for watching. Peace out. Like, subscribe. Goodbye.